What up, YouTube? It's your boy, the Lost Cowboy. I was just doing a quick little update on my Shredded Dad series. So, last night I went and signed up for LA Fitness, which is about a 20-minute drive for me. And it was very simple, very easy. I actually went through my health insurance, so if you guys have health insurance, I highly recommend checking their apps out. I have United Healthcare, and so they pretty much have like a set locked-in price point, and you're not having to deal with gyms fluctuating membership fees and stuff like that. So, sorry, something in my eye. I think it's my contacts, but I highly recommend that. So. Basically, I went and I made a post. So if you guys, oh my goodness, my eye, man, holy crap, we're good, I made a post just kind of updating where I'm starting at, and I will say I thought it was gonna be a lot worse, but I'm not stoked at my starting point. My main goal is to get my body fat percentage down. As you can see, I'm rocking a little waddle over here. It's hereditary. But yeah, it's gonna be a long journey. So not too excited, but I need to get it done. So this is day one of the Shredded Dad series. I wanted to kind of go over what I've been taking to kind of keep me moving. Sorry, I'm a little stuffy. It's probably about 7:30, 7:40. All the kids are still asleep, so we're gonna go ahead and head over to the gym and start getting shredded. Anywho, so first thing I've been taking really to help me out with just my energy levels, but it's also not too much caffeine, is this stuff. It's amino acids. Really great stuff. Good flavors. I hate taking crap that tastes like crap. This only is 5 calories, so this is great with 100 milligrams of caffeine. Highly recommend this stuff. It's good stuff. They have many different flavors too, so I take that in the morning. I typically take some pre-workout just to kind of get a jump. I've eliminated a lot of coffee just because of the acidity of it, but I actually ran out of pre-workout, so I'm a little bit tired. And then I also highly recommend taking some creatine. So I don't know if this stuff is great or not for you as far as like brand wise, but creatine monohydrate, this stuff has you looking jacked. I mean, I highly recommend it. I feel more full as far as from like a bulking standpoint. My muscles feel more full of water. So I actually see like a weight increase just from taking that stuff and then staying hydrated. I highly recommend drinking, a ton of water just to try to keep you from getting kidney stones and flushing out your system. So as I'm taking all these products, I highly recommend staying freaking hydrated. Last on the list for now is this ISO Pure. So this stuff right here is really good. I love this stuff. It's only 100 calories, tons of vitamins. It is about 25 grams of protein, and there's no sugar. So as far as like calories that I'm taking in, this stuff is great. And as far as hitting like your protein count, I highly recommend. I know this being day one, my biggest crutch, I guess, is going to be food. The diet is like the hardest thing for me. Juggling kids and work schedules and stress and leading a team at work, that stuff is difficult. And so when I get stressed out, my comfort thing to do is to go eat. So I'm really trying to stay disciplined here, locked in. We're almost to Thanksgiving. It's November 22nd, so I'm gonna really try to stay disciplined on my diet. I'm only consuming about 1,700 calories right now. I am on a little bit of a calorie deficit, but I'm also not killing myself out here. My body feels comfortable with that deficit, so we'll see how it goes. I weighed myself last night before I went to the gym, stripped down the whole nine, and it was 188 pounds. And so I weighed myself this morning, it was 187. Keeping in mind, I also ate last night too when I got home, and so I'm probably digesting some stuff going on. So yeah, and last night I hit legs, which I kind of have a bad knee and a bad lower back, so I'm not able to just do crazy deadlifts and crazy squats like you see all over the internet. I gotta play it smart because I'm a blue collar guy, so I hit some leg extensions and some hamstring extensions as well, and hit the elliptical, and I did all this in about 30 minutes. So I didn't stop in between. I just went from one machine to the next as it became available. But really was just trying to respect my family's time and my wife allowing me to go to the gym and break away. So I try to be really respectful of that time frame. So when I go in there, it's just straight business. I'm not in there looking to chat, make a bunch of friends. I'm in there to get in, get to work, and come back home and keep on grinding. So that's really my plan today, this morning, as I go into the gym. I took a couple of days off just because I had tweaked my back a little bit, slept on kind of funny. So I'd rather play it safe and then recover 100% and then keep going. So instead of getting hurt and then being out for 3 weeks or 2 weeks or whatever, doing something stupid. So I took 3 days off, which I felt was really smart. And prior to that, I had been working out for about 14 days. Just haven't been hitting cardio and taking my diet very seriously. So muscle mass is looking pretty good on the stats, but good for me at least. But when you go to a gym where people go every single day and that's what they do, it's very humbling. Extremely humbling. So yeah, anyways, my routine for today is going to be hitting some arms, some biceps, triceps. I'm feeling good, feeling a little loose though, and I need to kind of get a pump in since my legs are pretty sore. So we're going to go ahead and get a good session in. Probably beat about 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I'll hit an elliptical session just for some cardio. I love the elliptical, by the way. Great for your knees. Great for taking the ground and pound out of the equation. So I love that stuff, man. It works really good. Whether you're working your glutes and your hamstrings, or you could be working your quads. So going forward and backwards. And yeah, so stay tuned, and I will give you kind of an update on how I'm feeling after my workout. See ya. So I'm driving to the gym, and I just realized that I don't think anyone, at least in the interwebs, understands kind of where I have been, right? So I'm not talking about location-wise, I'm talking about in life. And so as I'm driving to the gym here, I realize, I look up, the sunrise is coming up, and I'm like, man, I'm super thankful. So about a year ago, my daughter, my wife was pregnant with my youngest daughter, Selah, and we had, she was born on a Sunday, and I had found out that I had cancer like 3 days before she was born. And then I found out for sure that I had to have surgery 2 days after my daughter was born. So both my wife and I were down for the count for a long time. And I went through the whole stages of having cancer, and I went through chemotherapy. And during my chemotherapy sessions, I had put on a ton of like liquid water weight, basically. I typically walk around an average like 185. I mean, I'm 5'8", and I went up to like 212 pounds. I just ballooned up. I was massive, and so I told myself once I get out of this mess last year that I would take my health a lot more seriously, and a bunch of things shifted. I mean, I changed companies that I was working for. My previous company was just extremely stressful, and I couldn't keep up with what was going on in my personal life as well as my work life. The stress was just too immaculate, and I had tried to fight that fight for as long as I could, and it was just taking a toll on my body. So I made a shift to a different company, and my stress levels went down. God's good, because I even got blessed with more money, so it was like a weird transition of like less stress, more money, easier going. It was like, wow. It was just a really crazy season of life. And so in my earlier part of this video, I was talking about how I'm a little discouraged about where I'm starting out at. However, I'm surprised that it's not further, right? Like, I could be a lot worse. So me coming into this whole like Shredded Dad series is more of an accountability thing with my diet, with my routine as far as exercising and stuff. But I'm also reflecting, and I'm realizing I'm pretty freaking thankful. I'm glad that I'm healthier than what I was, right? I'm not dying, which is great. And I share that not to play a fiddle and have people feel sorry. Like, that's not the case, because there was people in there when I was doing my chemo that didn't make it, right? Those are the ones that I feel like deserve feeling sorry. And I got a little bit of like survivor's guilt, because when I was going through all that, I had come to terms with, I may not make it out of here. And so now that I made it out and everything was great, and yes, it was a life-changing event, while also having another life-changing event. You know, I went from having 2 kids to 3 kids and battling this. You know, I hope that this series is a inspiration for those who are going through a tough time, who are average Joes. Like, I'm not special, like I said. I just hope that these videos can inspire people to reach their goals and really take control over their life. Even just an average blue collar guy, you know, I'm not nothing special, right? But I hope that this does reach whoever it needs to reach. And I don't do social media. I have a social media account, but I don't post. I stay away from that stuff because it's just clutter with crap. But I kind of, this is nice. YouTube is nice because it allows me to have a little bit of escape from, like, no one in my personal life knows about this channel. So it's pretty cool to be able to, like, share some of these things with the world without having my personal family necessarily knowing about everything, which is kind of cool. I'm a little bit of a private guy, but I do need to share some things to get out to the world, and hopefully, like I said, make an inspiration. So I don't know, this was just my thoughts driving into the gym. I'm ready to get after it. I'm hungry. And I'm gonna be hungry as I'm cutting down too. But I just, I want to express that I am also very thankful too for life, and I appreciate y'all coming along the journey with me. So, and for those who are just getting into the journey too. But let's go struggle. Take care, y'all. Alright, what up, YouTube? I am following up on day 1 of Shredded Dad, and this is my post-workout video. If you can't tell, I'm a little red and a little sweaty, which is a good thing. So let's do a little recap right on the session. So we hit some barbell curls, various grips. We hit some tricep extensions on a cable machine. We hit curls on a cable machine. Blah blah blah, bunch of stuff, right? So, but we primarily focused on arms, right? I even am focusing on my forearms. I kind of got some toothpick arms and toothpick little chicken legs. So, and that'll change over time. But the main thing is consistency, right? So, I'll tell you this. I have a home gym, and it's okay. It's got good stuff. I call it the dungeon. And it's dope. It's just there's not as many I would say like variations of things you could do with the equipment at LA Fitness. It allows you to see results a lot faster, and diversification, right? I'm not using the same movements that my body's getting used to, and there's more weight too. So I'm actually really excited to keep going to LA Fitness. What did I learn from that session? So I learned that the elliptical makes a huge difference. I'm a huge fan of the elliptical, so I'll probably keep doing that for my cardio. I feel great. I'm pretty freaking hungry though. And the biggest challenge that I found from this session was that I don't have a way of tracking my calories burned. I used to have an Apple, iPhone, and I had an Apple Watch. But the Apple Watch always dies. It was one of the older, it was like one of the first versions of it, so the technology is probably outdated. But man, it would always die on me. I mean, within the 3 to 4 hour time frame, that thing was dead. So pretty sure the battery life on that thing was gone. Sounds like there might be an accident. Yeah. But my buddy, my compadre, Brian, he's got a Garmin, and he's been trying to put me on this thing for a while, and I'm jealous because his seems to never die. It's a little expensive. Dang, another one. And I'm not balling out of control over here, right? Again, I'm an average dad. Average Joe dad. And so I can't, necessarily afford to get the watch right now at this moment. But man, that is probably my biggest hurdle right now, is I don't know how many calories I'm burning. I can track how many I have in my body. I can track roughly about how much I'm burning, but as far as like everyday steps count, stuff like that, I have no idea. So this journey of dropping my body fat percentage is like shooting in the dark. So that's probably going to be my top priority moving forward, is getting some kind of way of tracking my active calorie burn rate, and my heart rate too. I think heart rate's a big one. So yeah, and then also for those who go to the gym and listen to Joe Rogan, David Goggins, all the big wigs out there on the podcast YouTube world, I highly recommend hitting it first thing in the morning. I'll tell you, that gym gets so packed so fast, man. I hate waiting for weights and hate waiting for equipment. So my butt's up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm hitting it. And weekends, I'm hitting it as early as I can. I think LA opens up at 8 a.m. But I highly recommend hitting it first thing in the morning, especially for me as a dad. Like, all my kids jumping around, those guys are still asleep. Excuse me. So it allows me to kind of
get what I need to get done for me. So when I go back home, I'm able to be all about them. So I guess my next challenge outside of, you know, my active calories being burned today is getting my honey-do list completed. I got some things I gotta do around the house, and I would say nutrition, right? Don't starve yourself to the point where you're just grabbing a burger, you're grabbing whatever. So that's gonna be my next hurdle for the day, is trying to fuel myself with good calories, and also having grace with myself if I fall short. So track. That is the best thing you can do, and I'm gonna keep pushing until I can get some kind of way to track my active burn calories. I know I keep saying that, but it's so important to keep track of these numbers. Don't over obsess with it, right? You don't want to go insane, but if you're trying to get results like how I'm trying to get results, I'm pretty dedicated. Obviously, if I'm posting my own videos on here, you definitely are going to want to have a way to track. So I hope you all have a good weekend. I'll probably update some more shorts, but this video was a little bit longer just because I wanted to go in depth as to kind of what's going on. So I'll probably do a once a week tap in on some of these things. So instead of doing like a daily video, I feel like that'd be kind of excessive, but I will be posting some shorts because I feel like I can go through some of this information a lot faster. But you guys let me know what you guys think, right? Is this something that interests you, right? An average guy trying to obtain something crazy, or is this just a complete waste of time for you? Because for me, I'm trying to change my life. So either way, I'm winning, and you know, I'm just curious to get some feedback, right? So let me know what you guys think. You guys have a blessed weekend. Take care.